Yeah. And that was kind of, initially they wanted me to stay in, but then eventually they sort of said, well, you can go home now. But there were reasons why I didn't want to. First of all, I just felt safer there.
Yeah.
I also had my bed tilted up, so the weight was coming down, which there's arguably not enough evidence for that, but I was like, well, in my head it makes sense, right? There's no pressure on my cervix, and it just felt right. And to that point, my gut had got me everywhere, so I was like, I'm tilting the bed.
Yeah.
And also because if the boys had been born, when I started nearing that sort of 24 weeks, the steroid injections are so crucial to get in for the lungs, and the difference of a couple of hours, it can be life changing. And I remember saying to my consultant, can you get those steroids in me as quickly if I go home? And he said no, and I said, then I'm not moving.
And were they encouraging you?
They
to
were
stay?
fine. It was a mix. There was a mix. My consultant was like, stay, do what you need to do. And so I stayed till 26 weeks.
How did you keep yourself,
it was
in
really
a place of not being completely absorbed by what was going on?
You couldn't really. Like the first week or two, I just was hugely depressed.
Yeah.
So just curled up, just wishing the time away. And then I was in a room with myself, and there was another bed there. So there was an incredible array of women that came in that other bed. And one is actually a really good friend of mine now, and she was my absolute guardian angel. So she was there from probably 2 or 3 days of me being in that room, and she stayed with me for the first couple of weeks.
Right.
And then had her little boy at 27 weeks. Amazing little boy. And she was honestly, I always say, like, Sarah, you were my guardian angel, because every single night at midnight she used to like pull the curtain and she'd be like, you've done another day, Jane. And it was just, I don't know how I would have survived without her.
Yeah.
She was incredible, like, an incredible woman.
It must be a horrible moment, a horrible thing, because you're on bed rest, but did you fear even moving too much, or everything? Did you question everything?
Yeah. And so I used to get up and have a shower, and then I used to get up and use the loo, and that was it. I was straight back into bed. Yeah, you do, like, everything. And obviously I was getting contractions all the time as well. So quite a lot of the time they thought, I remember at 25 weeks, I was getting quite regular contractions. And I remember the nurse saying, Jane, I think this might be it. We might need to go up to the labour ward. And I was like, no, they're not ready. Because obviously you can't start dilating with a stitch in, because that could be really not very good. So if you did start to again go fully into labour, that would have to be removed,
right,
and you deliver. And there were things about as well, if they came up very early, they wouldn't do a C-section. They would prefer it to be vaginally. But yeah, it was all just quite a lot, really.